Whoa. Much different tone tonight on this little post-game podcast. The Avs get their first W of the 2022-23 campaign. I'm usually a big cake guy. That's my tradition. Last year I did pom-poms after every win. Now I'm going to trying something new. So I drink a Mountain Dew every game. So I took the bottom off my Mountain Dew can, and I'm going to write the score in the game. So, okay, so it was 3-2-2
I have to do my pom-pom.
versus
Today's advertisement for pom-poms, in case anyone's wondering. It's Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children.
Round 1, game 2. Perfect. There you go. I'll put that on like a piece of cardboard or something. I don't know, man. But there you go. That's 1 down, 15 to go. Well, I mean, let's just get right into it, because that first period did not give me a lot of hope about this team.
Yeah, we'll get into let's get into the first, because I thought it was a different kind of bad than the last game.
Yeah, this was like last time. It was like there was energy,
like
there
rusty,
was no execution.
It was like
this
rusty bad.
Yeah, this was just bad. Like there is no way to cut that one.
Sorry, I have to see how I labeled my first pom-pom, so I can label them the same.
Oh, hot. Some hot tea. I pretty much boiled water, and I got a lemonade from the store, because I don't have like actual tea. I don't usually drink tea just because my throat hurts. So I boiled water, and I like just poured a lemonade in here, and then I poured the water in.
Gotcha.
It was just big brain moves. All right, I wasn't the only one. The Avs weren't the only one to make big brain moves.
Sharpie sucks.
Yeah, my Sharpie, I'd use my roommate's Sharpie because I didn't bring any. And it's pretty fat, so it's kind of hard to read. Anyways, so this first period started pretty bad. Like, the first shift had some energy, so you were like,
they win the face-off, they get the puck deep, and then Seattle just gets it, goes down the ice, and gets 2 shots on goal, and you're like, oh boy, here we go.
It was a flurry, and then yet again, Devon Toews, what you doing, baby? He did a really terrible pinch. I wasn't a huge fan of the way. I think Makar did a good job taking away the shot. I think he could have been a little bit more competitive on the pass, but then a goal that you're like not thrilled with from Alexandar Georgiev, but you're not like, it's a 2-on-1. He's sliding across, so you can understand why that happens. Like,
it's good finish.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot to shoot at, and he just got the spot. So good finish by Justin Schultz there, I guess.
Yep. And then you're like, okay, well, so this is the exact same thing. The Avs talked a lot of game about how, they knew what they were going to do, how they needed to get better, and so far they haven't. And then they just continue to get worse.
They just looked tentative, man. Like nobody wanted to skate.
Mm-mm.
Like they were.
It was pretty much Evan Rodrigues,
mentally they were checked in,
and that was it.
Like, they were checked into the game. Like, the effort was there. I feel like most of the time the effort was there. There were a couple mistakes, bad ones, but I think it was just like they just looked timid. Like, we haven't seen timid Avalanche since for a long time. Like, they had no juice.
And that's what worried you, is because it's like, okay, so this team for the second straight game has come out slow, but this time they look scared. They got punched in the face, and now they're terrified rather than back. So they got punched in the face, then they're scared. They get punched in the face again.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Manson takes a penalty that I wouldn't say like it's stupid, but it's a penalty. Well, That's no doubt about that. There were a lot of people like really upset with him, and I was like, okay, yeah, he needs to be more disciplined, but it's not like I'm not shaking my fist at Josh Manson being like, oh, you idiot.
Mm-hmm. Dude, once again, that pairing.
No, they're not. I don't love it. I think if JJ comes back, I just really have.
I think it gets so much better if you just replace EJ with JJ.
EJ was better, but like it was a low bar.
EJ was still not good.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
No. I mean, EJ's game could be summarized by the third period where he has a wide open shot for an empty net and he practically dumps it in the corner.
Yep.
Like this is something that like we've come to like expect EJ to be good at. Like it's not going
Yeah.
to score a lot of goals, but
I think it would have been a little closer. It bounced sideways, like weird.
Yeah, but that's and I mean like he got a little bit unlucky, but also I don't know. I feel like he should have been able to like keep that flat.
Yeah.
Rather than
he did a flippy instead of sauce. Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't. Well, it just wasn't a good game for him. I really like. I didn't have huge issues with Josh Manson. I thought he was playing physically, and he played a lot smarter.
It's just a hard job for him, man. Like EJ is just so bad, and
to carry the weight, especially like he has to do the puck moving. It's just
Mm-hmm.
not Josh Manson's forte. Like I don't,
he's
especially in his
support
second
guy.
game back from injury. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I
He's
think
more of an entry denial, support kind of defenseman. Like denies entries, beats people up in the corners, okay with the puck, but he's not going to be your primary puck mover.
Yeah, I really like him with Sam Girard, but I mean the top four today was so good.
So good. That's why you just need JJ.
Yeah, you just need JJ, and you're just going to be like, okay, you just
all right, EJ.
They can't play like they did last year because I mean Manson was fine last year, but JJ was not as good when they in the playoffs.
I think it's going to be better than last year, honestly. Like
I've liked JJ more.
Yeah,
this year for the most
just
part.
Because like it's going to be like a true third pairing because last year JJ and EJ, you kind of had to limit both of their minutes.
Yeah, and it was that's true.
Yeah.
That's not going to be the case this year. We'll see if JJ even gets back.
Dude, speaking of hopefully, I hope Lars Eller's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here, let me see.
Carson Soucy, that was so dirty. He put
really
his stick.
I just didn't see what happened.
I mean, it was right in front of me. He put his stick right in his skates, because he got beat. So he puts his stick in his skates, and they both go tumbling down. Just super sneaky, dirty play. Like, did not think Carson Soucy was that guy. You both go to the corner. Someone said battle it out for the puck, but he puts his stick in his skates. Like
someone said they saw Lars Eller come back out after that for a
shift. During commercial.
So I mean, and he didn't go down the tunnel, which is encouraging, but you're not like we've seen this happen. We know the song and dance.
Mm-hmm. I just hope he's okay. And if it's something, I just hope it's not for long because he's so important.
Yeah. Well, let's continue on this first period because they're doing really bad. It feels completely just awful. They take a penalty, but they kill it off. They do a pretty good job killing it off too. And you're like, okay, here we go. Then they get a penalty, and they power play. You're like, all right, here we go. And then they give up a shorty. And then it's like, okay.
They did an in-depth breakdown of this on ESPN. I saw during the game.
After this goal,
I actually agree. So, Compher's in the corner with Gord. Makar's in the corner with Gord.
Oh, by the way,
he gets there first. And they're battling for it, right? Gord starts to like win the puck battle, and all JT Compher has to do is just give him a little bump. And Gord, he can't do anything. Makar would get the puck, and it's fine. But Compher floats in and like half-asses a play, trying to get the puck, like reaching for it. Doesn't give Gord any resistance, any check at all. So Gord can just give Brandon Tanev the puck. Now there's another issue. Nathan McKinnon on the back check just floats towards the puck.
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon tries to take that puck.
Trying to cover Tanev in the slot like how any other forward would do. Just Nathan McKinnon, you just see it sometimes with him. on the back check, he just gets lost, and then it's too late. And obviously, I think that's probably when, I don't know, Gorgie might want to have back kind of
It's
from far out.
it's one of the it's the one where it's like, a goal for a goalie where in a normal circumstance you wouldn't be too upset about that, but on a shorthanded, on a, when your team's struggling, you kind of want that save to.
Yeah, I think he
But
bailed him out more
oh yeah,
times than
no,
it
and
was
then
fun.
we saw he came up, he was more than fine. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say with McKinnon is that on that play he doesn't take a hard stride. He like floats into that puck. And
He's
all
waiting for those two to win the battle, which like I get. It's two dudes. They should win that battle, and he's looking to turn and fly and get
right.
a 3-on-2, which is fine. But like you got to be a little bit more in the proximity of the other guy, just in case.
Well, the problem is then the puck comes out to him, and rather than taking like a hard stride to get it, even just smacking it away, he just kind
Mhm.
of like he's like, "Oh, here's this puck. Well, surely nothing will happen here." And then Gord just pokes it,
Right.
and he doesn't provide nearly enough resistance, and then it's just easy. And then I want your take on the. What do you think about this Selly from Brandon Tanev?
I mean, he like kind of fell down, and it just kind of made sense for him to do something like that. It was weird with the fan.
It's
Like you don't
weird
see that
when the fan, yeah, like the fan isn't talking shit or
the fan
anything.
isn't doing anything. He's just sitting there, and like I mean it's fine. I don't. It's a sweet celly. It's just
It's
like
cold.
maybe do that in the third period.
I think
If
it's,
the team's gonna win.
or if you're a better player, not Brandon Tanev. Brandon Tanev, fine depth
He's
player.
he's not very good.
He's real cocky for the player he is.
Hmm.
Talking shit to Jeff Skinner, doing this. It's like I don't know. He went from being a fan favorite to a little bit of a jackass for me.
Yeah.
But I mean, he scores, it's still pretty good. And then obviously, we know how this went. When you do something like that and your team doesn't win, you're gonna get memed on, my friend.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. The and I just thought it was annoying because he in the intermission he's like, well, I'm just trying to focus on the game, and I'm like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
But and then
Okay.
the Avs get another power play. I mean, I didn't have a big problem with these power plays.
I had a problem with Nathan McKinnon.
I mean, I had a problem with Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen most of the night. I mean, I didn't think they were awful, but
I did.
both of them.
I thought Miko was just okay, and I thought Nathan McKinnon was bad.
I thought McKinnon was a little bit of what Jared Bednar would like to call a passenger.
At times.
When I mean, he can get away with it when Arturi Lehkonen and Evan Rodrigues are absolutely balling.
At times he was a passenger. Um, I think he did a pretty good job in the second and the third.
I thought
Not coasting.
him and Mikko, I thought they did a good job in the third. I wasn't a big fan of Mikko in the first and the second. But the only real mistake he made was on that 3-on-1. He could have easily just picked up that puck, and the 3-on-1 could have probably never happened if he just commits to getting the puck.
Mm-hmm.
But then he goes for the 3-on-1 and defends it horribly,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean, you don't love it, but he's not a forward, I mean, he's a
Right.
defense. He's not a defenseman. You're not like
Right. Something
you
that's a
know
little
better.
concerning. Mikko Rantanen, his inability to drive offense right now, like
I don't
nothing's
like.
happening when he gets it through the neutral zone.
Yes and no. Like, I don't want to call it an inability to drive offense, so to
He hadn't done
speak.
anything.
I completely agree. I don't think he's been good enough, but I'm not. It's not like he's you're seeing him give it his all, and he's coming up short. He just has to. I mean, this is something that is kind of the case with Mikko Rantanen. He's not ever really been particularly good in the first round.
He's the moose, dude.
I understand. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying, like, this isn't like a new thing. Like, this isn't like.
Use your fucking size. Go bulldoze some dudes. Get the puck into the zone.
I think once he gets adjusted to, I think next game we'll see a better player because I think he was just getting adjusted to playing with Val and JT today, and I think I don't know. That's something that I do notice with Mikko is he takes a little bit to adjust to his line mates when they switch. He's probably the guy that takes a little bit longer, but yeah, no. I mean, if it's disappointing to see your best players play like this, but when you win
Who are the worst
anyways,
players on the ice?
right? And it wasn't like they weren't creating anything. They were actively. I mean, they actively hurt you probably more than they helped you. I know Nathan McKinnon is on the ice for 2 goals. 4. Mikko Rantanen isn't on the ice for any.
Yeah.
At 5v5, that is. But they did actively hurt you more than they helped you tonight, and that's a concern. But it's also a little bit of one of those things where it's like, okay, your biggest advantage has not been your biggest advantage. It's been a disadvantage for you so far.
They've been terrible.
And I mean, I'm not gonna count on, okay, well, how often do they continue like this per se, but I do have confidence that they can be better and they will be better. And I mean, if you can win a game without these two, I mean, if you can win a game without these two showing up, then what's going to happen when they do show up? Exactly. Yeah. So that's where it's encouraging for me is that when your best players are actively hurting you, it doesn't feel good. But when you win despite that, and you have confidence that they'll like, and I mean, you could say the same thing for Seattle, but their first line isn't actively hurting them as much.
Yeah, I thought the Gord line kind of was bad defensively.
Right.
Like I just didn't think those dudes were very good in their own zone. But I felt like the rest of their lineup was solid.
I guess they were on the ice for a goal against.
I just feel like it wasn't like the Avs were chewing them up. It was just when the Avs got it in, they couldn't. That line couldn't get it out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, this is where we can start talking about the positives. But yeah, like really quick, just to finish my thought, I think as much as you can expect more from Seattle's better players, but I mean, if you look at who's actually the better players, when Seattle's best players raise their game, looks a lot different than when the Avs best players raise their game. So if the Avs best players decide they do want to raise their game, and if they can get if they can get like at least a similar game out of the rest of their lineup.
It doesn't even have to be similar, just like 1 goal worse, and they're still winning. But they're still scoring 4 goals probably. Anyway, here's the game scorecard, just confirming my belief. Gotta love it. Yanni Gord, bad defense. Eli Tolvanen, bad defense. Bjorkstrand, bad defense. Vince Dunn, horrible defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. Game score is not my favorite, but like as a quick look.
Right. Okay, so then second period comes around and you're like, okay, this is where this is make or break time. I just need to like at least show something here. And I mean, like the first half of this period was just what this team needs. This is what this team needs to do going forward to beat Seattle.
It was just they just needed something to go their way. Because I mean, before they scored that first goal, it was better, but it still wasn't.
They weren't finishing
amazing.
Their chances enough. Yeah, it wasn't.
It was still a little back and forth. Like the Avs were getting the better of it, but Seattle was still getting theirs. And then a puck went in, and it was on.
Yeah, so it was. I mean, they were pressuring pretty hard. The best start to a period they'd had all series. They push hard. They're getting, they're crashing the net. They're causing a little bit of chaos. It's not like perfect. Mostly they're limiting Seattle pretty well though. And then they score a goal that they will likely have to score a lot similar ones to have
Good
success.
stick lucky.
Yeah, tips and rebounds is going to be a big factor in this series, and that's how they scored 2. I mean, every goal that they scored in this game is going to be a thing they're going to have to look to continue to to replicate garbage goals, goals in front of the net, and goals on the rush, exploiting the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, this was just a pretty standard, like, just face-off, one-timer, tip, goal, awesome. Got a puck to go in. It was game on, and then Nichushkin smokes his guy up the ice, gets a little mini breakaway. Nice play by whoever passed it to him.
It was Erod.
Yeah, Erod, so good tonight.
Erod, Nuke, Val, or sorry, Lecky,
Erod,
Val,
Nuke, Lecky, and that was about it in the forward core.
I mean, I guess
I like the fourth line. I guess
I like the fourth line, especially like Helm in his first game back. I mean, the third line was fine.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Alex Newhook, please hit the net.
Alex Newhook show up for a game?
Yeah. He, I mean, yeah.
Alex Newhook get a puck out?
Please hit the net. I wrote about this. Like, he's like a 10% shooter. If he hits the net, good things are going to happen one way, rather than him hitting glass every time. But yeah, these 2 goals were big. I mean, these are 2 guys you need to step up with Gabe Landeskog out, and they did. And then they kind of continued to go, and then there was a penalty from McKinnon.
Soft.
It was a weird penalty because Jaden Schwartz fell into that stick. Like, it's a high stick.
Soft. He's so soft. Jaden Schwartz is so soft. And then he snaps his head up. I just barely got tapped, and after I fell down into his stick, and then McKinnon's smiling at him,
yeah, and that's where it's really it's like, okay, McKinnon just
really, bro,
hasn't been.
It was just not made.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's pretty clear that he needs to turn it up. Him and Mikko need to I mean, I think they can win games like this going forward, but they can't rely on it. They're going to need better games from them.
It's a coin flip when they play like that. When the top guys play like that. I don't know. They can, but it's just a coin flip.
Yeah, you don't feel confident.
Right. And then what was the next goal?
And then we get
the Toews goal.
Yeah, we get the penalty kill. Third period. First few minutes, we should touch on this Alexandar Georgiev save, because it felt, like in the last, after the power play and stuff, Seattle kind of pushed back a little bit. They got some good chances, especially on the power play towards the end, but this is where Alexandar Georgiev came up big, and he, I mean, this is what you need him to do.
Not great chances. It wasn't grade A stuff. It was at least a little contested.
Those were pretty grade A chances.
It was, which one?
The one on the penalty kill and the 3-on-1. Those are pretty quality.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was grade A. Yeah.
He wasn't tested very much in the third period though.
No. Oh, I thought you were talking about the one at the end in the third period. At the end of the second, yes.
Yeah, no, yeah, we'll talk about it, but I mean,
yeah. At the end of the second, yeah, a lot of quality chances there.
And that was big because if he gives up a goal there, the Avs comeback is just kind of okay, well, now we're kind of back to square one. But he doesn't, kind of gets one back for the one that like
Mhm.
one of the ones that he let it early that you might like back. And I feel like that's where you get the confidence because this team learned, okay, this is how we need to play against this team. And their goaltender was locking it down for them. And then the third period rolls around. It's not like a beautiful start, but then like around the 5-minute mark, the Avs start to just absolutely dominate. And this is where I thought I don't think Mikko and McKinnon were particularly good, but I didn't like I thought the way they were able to kind of adjust their style and keep it clean and
That's
keep it tidy
yeah.
was
That's what I was saying earlier. Just
good.
like the first period was bad and they were horrible, but as the game went on, it was just much tidier. That's a good way to put it.
I mean,
But yes, the Avs did dominate the third.
yeah, just constant pucks on net. I mean, then this is where you saw. I mean, you don't have big expectations with Philip Grubauer with the 2 goals that were scored against him. And I mean, until this point, he looks pretty good. But then you saw some chinks in the armor. He was losing
Devon
pucks.
Toews goal, yeah.
Well,
A
I
lot
mean,
of rebounds.
the McKinnon breakaway, he just has no idea where the puck is. He's not tracking the puck all too well. The things that we see that like can happen when Philip Grubauer's off his game a little bit. And then I don't know if I don't know. This gives me some flashbacks to the Vegas series. That rebound that he kicks out to Devon Toews to pounce on.
Yep, pretty juicy.
It's a number 7 too. So
yeah. Oh boy.
Call that one the Alex Pietrangelo special.
Memories.
Anyways, so I mean, I think after the first period, the Avs as a team especially played well. But I mentioned the 3 forwards I thought played really well. We mentioned, but the top 4 on defense was so good.
Not in the first period.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, like the next 2.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm really tired.
No, that's okay. And I don't think the first period is worth just completely dismissing because this team needs to be able to start games on time better. Especially in Seattle, they can't have another first period like this, or else it's not going to be easy to come back. But it's encouraging when those top 4 guys can play like that. You expect Josh Manson will get a little bit better. Hopefully, Jack Johnson will get back. But those 4 are your big guys, and them playing like this, generating offense. Their defense was really good. They're really tight. Like Sam Girard didn't flash off the page, but he was just doing
his thing.
Yep, he was just doing simple things. He was just doing them well.
Really good details.
Got the puck, got it to a guy on his team.
Yep, he's so good at the right side, man.
He works really well with Toews.
That's what makes Toews and Girard work, is because Girard's so good at the right side that it just doesn't matter. That's 2 lefties.
And then you got
Byron Makar is awesome. I love that.
Byron Makar is dope. There's not much. I mean, when those two play like that, if either of them could find the back of that, you're like, whoo. Because I don't know if there's if there's a guy who like loses the finishing touch as much as Bo and Byron come playoff time, but that poor guy.
That's his chances every game.
Maybe this year he'll break through.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm just excited for the rest of the series, man. I mean, every series has its own DNA. And I mean, no series ever played has been the same. The game outcome might look the same. Like this team wins game 1, this team wins game 2, blah blah blah, whatever. But just the way the cookie crumbles is always different, and I just think it's just so fascinating to me. Like we'll see where this goes. Like, does Seattle get back to their game? Do the Avs continue to play theirs? Like, how's this
Right.
going to go?
Can Colorado continue? Can they continue to execute their the blueprint they found in this game in Seattle? Have they found the secret sauce? Do they know what it takes to beat Seattle, or will Seattle
I
adjust?
I have probably a better feeling about it than I should, just based on how the series has gone so far.
Just your
Like, I
confidence.
felt good about the series. I felt good about the series
I
going
mean, the Avs
into
can
it.
still win it in 5.
Right, that's what but the thing about it is, like, it hasn't gone very well so far. Obviously, today was awesome. Second, third period today were awesome, but the first 4 periods of the series were not awesome.
No.
And so, like, I just from the way it happened today, like, I think Dave Haxtell is gonna match the same lines up. Like, I
Right.
think I think it's gonna be Gord against McKinnon, and I think it's gonna be the geeky uh, Schwartz Wenberg. Is that it?
Yes. So this is what
Against
I
Mika.
agree. This is what's encouraging, is because we touched on the Stars don't play well. I will see what happens with Alexandar Georgiev. Obviously, if he keeps them to 2 goals a game, most likely, no matter how they come, you'll feel pretty good about it. But
Yeah.
I think he'll be able to lock things down a little bit better come the series. I don't think Devon Toews is going to be giving up as many freebies.
I hope not.
Well, yeah, and you can expect more offense likely from McKinnon and and Branson and Makar.
Man, McCarr.
Yeah, and I mean, and you know, and I mean, if Lehkonen, Nichushkin, and Rodrigues, there's no reason they can't repeat this. Um, you know, there's like obviously the Avs could go back down, but there's good reason to believe they can go up significantly more from here. And winning this game, especially with how good this team has been on the road, you feel some confidence about it. This year, last postseason, they got a long track record of success on the road.
9-1.
And yeah, we'll see how that goes up against a team in their first ever a city hosting their first ever playoff game.
I can't describe it, man. Like, just the road thing they had this year and in the playoffs last year. It's just like
No
they
pressure,
just
man.
there has to be pressure. I just think
No pressure.
I think it's less than playing in front of your home fans, but I still think there's some. Like, you still have something to lose. Like, there's pressure in the room. But I just think the way I can describe it is just like they're just not overly fancy. Like, they just get it done however, like, it could be the ugliest way possible. It could be the prettiest way possible. Like, it's just whatever
Right.
the vibes are. That's just whatever the game calls for is what they do. Like, it like at home you see them all the time. Even tonight, like, they're just trying to make the perfect play,
Yeah.
and it's like when they're on the road, they just do that way less. Like, they just put their work boots on. They get to work. So I think when they do that, they're better.
Yeah, it's they absolutely are, and I think it'll be interesting to see what prevails, because it won't be an easy task. I don't think. I think that Seattle will be energized.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard game 3.
Yeah, but I hard. This team don't matter if it's hard.
No, it does not.
That's what she said. All right, 3 stars.
I'll give Erod number 1.
That's a good one.
I'll give Lehkonen and Nichushkin ties for number 2, and then Georgiev 3.
Okay, that's a good one. By the way,
as Jay Fresh tweeted during the game, I'll give Russian Nichushkin and Finnish Nichushkin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was good. Also, something I just completely skipped over. Third period, the parking of the bus from the Avalanche, perfect, beautiful. No notes.
The bus was parked. It was parked.
Well, and this is one of like, I mean, Nichushkin was good in the rest of the game, but like at the end of this, he was just not letting Seattle out of their zone.
Nope. Nope.
He was just like, no, stop.
Mhm. He's like, my bus is parked.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
you don't. My train is parked. All right, that's
Mhm.
even harder to move.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Like they hardly let Seattle get set up at all.
They parked that
Um,
bus, man. It's just
and
beautiful.
that's perfect lead protection. That's what you got to do. So yeah, the my 3 stars. I'm only giving. I don't know. I'd give the same, and I'll just give an honorable mention. But I'm gonna swap Rodrigues and Nichushkin, just because I think that tying goal is so massive, and I think Rodrigues makes a really nice play on it. But I feel like and I thought Erod was fantastic. Um, I mean, dude, him laying the body, oh, so great, dude. If this is the kind of guy he can consistently bring night in, night out in the playoffs.
Are they gonna lose again? No, I'm kidding. But if he could just do that, man, it doesn't even have to be quite at that level. Just play with that same juice that he had tonight.
A little
And
bit
that
of a
same
rat. Oh,
dude, he was such a pest, dude. It was so good. And
piss Vince Dunn and
I think
Adam
it's
Larson the hell off.
yeah, for real. Also, what did Cale Makar do to Brandon Tanev at the end of the second? What like
Just be better.
did Cale Makar like murder his child or something? Like what?
I guess if Yanni Gord is his child, and by murder you mean
I
slightly
mean,
push.
he just like touched Yanni Gord, just like some just your
Or
everyday net front interaction in the playoffs,
Brandon
and
Tanev
then
was probably already mad. He could already see the memes being made.
yeah,
He was like, "Oh my god, I look like
and
such
then
a
because it's the
jackass."
playoffs and Kelly Sutherland is a coward, he's like, nope, you're both going instead of just Brandon Tanev. When Cale Makar didn't even do anything.
No, it's. I thought it was
And
pretty
then,
funny in that second period where Matty Beniers came down. I will be honest, I don't know what happened, but then Josh Manson was like, saw him around the corner. He was like, "Screw you,
yeah.
kid." And then I could see. I mean, I was right in front of you. I could just see Kale jawing at somebody. I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Hmm. Oh, dude. Um, I did want to touch on that Sam Gerard shift where he gets smoked by Jared McCann after doing that spin move. Like
Yeah,
clean hit, you know, la la la, whatever. And then the puck comes back up the wall.
he
Sam
hits
Gerard
it back.
smokes Jared McCann, right? As good as he can do, right? McCann doesn't fall, but he
Right.
definitely got the worst of it. And then the Avs kind of regroup in the neutral zone, and Sam Gerard's like, "Nah, I'm playing center now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be F1." and so he goes in and he just smokes that poor
Smoke. Yeah.
defenseman. Hmm.
I was like, okay.
All right, Smitchy, you
Oh,
do you, man.
please don't break your collarbone. Or
Yeah,
your sternum. It was a sternum, wasn't it?
yeah. Clear that sternum's feeling fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did do a cartwheel on it at one point.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Um, the only other thing I wanted to talk about is we talked about the breakout, and that was something I thought the Avs did a lot better. They didn't even utilize the center. They just like this is the thing is that when to combat Seattle's hard forecheck, all the defensemen have to do is make a quick puck decision. Make a quick puck decision. Puck moves faster than player. Make a quick puck decision. There you go. You're done. Get it out. Easy.
Yeah. Wasn't it crazy? Second period on, like maybe what one or two botched exits.
Yep. I mean, and nothing. No one's perfect. So
Right. But like they were, yeah, they did exactly what I wanted them to, which was use the middle of the ice. They were skating through the middle, and there was nothing Seattle could do about it.
yeah, I mean
You
that's
go
what
ahead,
causes.
clog up your walls. Like we'll just take the middle.
That's what
Okay.
happens on the second goal is that they're just like, oh, the Nichushkin's like the middle of the ice is here. These are my
Yeah.
train tracks, pal.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the way up the ice. It starts in the middle, it goes to Erod on the wall, and then back to the middle. Like it was much better. They utilized the middle of the ice
They just got to
a
do
lot
this
better.
again. I mean, just do this again. Isn't like it's either said than done. There's another team on the ice, but I mean,
Hmm.
they know what they like, what works.
Well, Seattle's not going to change a damn thing. They play
Probably
the
not.
way they play.
Well, I mean, even Dave Haxtell said that in his interview. He was like, "We know how to play one way," and I was like, "Okay, that's a weird thing for a coach to say." I mean, it's honest, but
It's true.
I mean, it's true. But like,
If they try to play
what
any
are we
other
to say
way,
it?
they're gonna lose. They're not good at any other way.
Right? They can't run and gun. You know.
No, it's like a hybrid style. Sometimes they run a gun, sometimes they park the bus. It's really frustrating.
Yep. All right. Well, now we can get out of here. Just needed to touch on those few last things. Now we got some road hockey going on.
Yeah.
Can't wait. We'll see how this series continues.